Okay, I'm going to make these all into separate videos because I won't have enough time. I've been a few days behind and I won't have enough time on my SIM card. And probably not even my battery to do them all three in one. So, okay, anyways, we're going to go day 64 was Deuteronomy 17 through 20. Chapter 17, 1 through 7. I'm just highlighting the things that I find problematic or interesting. If a person sacrifices a blemished offering, goat, ram, ox, whatever, that person's to be put to death. If a person worships a different god, they're to be put to death, both by stoning, and the stoning would be by the citizens. This is mob justice, I guess, because this stoning's supposed to happen by the citizens of the city. 17 verse 12, anyone who doesn't do what the judges command would be stoned to death by the tribe. 18, chapter 18 verse 1, the priest portion of the sacrifice, they get fat off the animal sacrifices, drunk off the alcohol sacrifices because they get the wine and or the vineyard offerings, and they get a certain portion of the field, the crops of the field, so they're getting fat and drunk all the time. It would be great to be a priest. This is definitely a cult, as that's how cults work. 18 verse 21 through 22, circular logic on how to tell if a prophet is from God. Let me see here. Let me get here real quick. It says, you know, how do we know if, because like you're not supposed to listen to false prophets and soothsayers and such. And so they said, well, how do we know if they're legit or not? And it's kind of circular because it says, you will know that if the oracle is fulfilled, then it's from the Lord. If not, it's not from the Lord. And it's like, what? I mean, yeah. So you got to wait until to see if it's fulfilled. Like, what if they say something 20 years off? You know, or what if they make it so broad that it could be anything? I mean, like the biblical prophecies are pretty broad. And kind of seems a lot of times taken out of context, like, you know, the eye of the needle thing, the camel going through the eye of a needle. That's really taken out of context now because they're talking about, they try to justify this now by saying some city gate was considered the eye of the needle. And it's just nonsense. It's people just trying to, you know, make the Bible true. So this is another nonsense thing. It's like, well, if it comes to pass, what they said comes to pass, then you know it's from God. Well, what if it's just a lucky guess? Or what if it's so broad that it could mean anything? You don't know. Anyways, chapter 19. I don't know if I saw anything in 19 that was problematic. It talks about the city of refuges, basically, and again, the city of refuge is like if somebody does something. Like, if a person kills a man accidentally, he could run to the city of refuge. It talks about they don't want to they want to have 3 city of refuges, and they want to make it equidistant, I guess. So, you know, they could be sure that the person who's running to the city of refuge can make it there in time before the prosecutor comes after him to kill him. And then it says if the territory expands, you know, the Israelites, the Jews expand their territory, they got to keep making more city of refuges. So, the people who accidentally killed the other person can make it there before anybody gets him to kill him. My washing machine's gone. Talks about not erecting not removing landmarks, destroying landmarks. Now the false witness thing, this one can be problematic. As we know, it says, there has to be two, was it two? Oh no, 2 or 3 witnesses. So it only has to be 2 witnesses for a person who is to accuse him of any law breaking. And oh my gosh, the laws are so stupid and numerous. And inconsequential, other than if you don't follow them, you'll be put to death. Anyway, so all you need is 2 witnesses. So all you have to do is have 2 people gang up on somebody they don't like. And this is how we have the Salem witch trials. And here's we get chapter 19, verse 21 is where you get the eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, and foot for foot. That's where you get that. It does say that if it's found that the accuser falsely accused, then he should get recompense the same that he wanted to the person he was accusing, if you know what I'm saying. You shall do to him as he planned to do to his kinsman who he lied against. That makes better sense. Okay, see, this is the last chapter, chapter 20. 1 through 9 is basically how to get out of going to war. It says, basically, it gives all these other excuses, but then basically it says, chapter 8, is there anyone who is afraid and weak-hearted? Let him return home, lest he make his fellows faint-hearted as himself. The U.S. Armed Forces should listen to this, because this is biblical. First, it gives all these excuses, when the last excuse is the only one needed. And really, there's another one that really doesn't make any sense. It talks like if you just got married, let him return home, lest in battle he take her to wife. This is another, the marriage hasn't been consummated. Let him return home lest he die in battle and another take her to wife. Well, so what? If he dies, then she's just left without any type of financial support? Is that what we're saying here? Because this is what it is saying. Anyways, because once a woman has had sex with a man, she's worthless in this time period. Let's see, cities of the enemy in March. Oh, this is a good one here. This is chapter 20. Am I still on the same day? Yeah. Chapter 20, 10 through 11. If a city, okay, it says, when you march up to attack a city, first offer terms of peace. If they open up its gates to you, all the people are to be found should serve you in forced slavery. They should be your slaves. But if it refuses to make peace with you, in other words, if it refuses to be your slaves, then you make war on it. What? Either be my slaves or I'll make war on you? What kind of option is that? That's no option. Anyways, and remember to kill all the men, grown men, make the women your sex slaves, take all the livestock, and make the boys your slaves. So that's what you're supposed to do if they don't. When you try to make peace with it, in God's eyes, when it comes to His chosen people, making peace with them is agreeing to let them take all your land, all your property, and you become sex slaves and regular slaves. So that's how you make peace with the Jews. Now this one's an odd one. When you are at war in the city and have laid siege to it for a long time before you capture it, you shall not destroy its trees by putting an axe to them. You may eat their fruit, but you must not cut down the trees. After all, the trees of the field, after all are the trees of the field men. They shall I don't understand that one, that they should be included in your siege. However, if those trees are not fruit trees, you may destroy it, cutting them down to build siege works. I don't understand about that. Just don't cut down the trees. The fruit trees. All the other trees you can. That one's kind of odd. But anyways, this is just a quick setup here. This is my what you call it, sewing kit. I'm kind of in a hurry here, can you tell? That's what I use to sew all my stuff. And here's something I'm sewing right now. It's going to be a voodoo snowman. Snow woman.